Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Not much movement. Yeah, Bitcoin did fall below the 19k level again. Maybe that's already a little bit of a hint where the weekly candle close might be. Will it be in the red? Will it be in the green? For Ethereum, as I said in the earlier video today, we really have an indecisive candle here at the moment on the weekly. Any movement really can determine if we see a red weekly candle or a green weekly candle. For Bitcoin, it's similar, even though for Bitcoin, I think, and we talked about that in the previous video, we still have we need to see a bit of movement to the upside to get a green candle this week, but not too much. We need to break above basically 19.5k. Just want to show you the longer time frame or longer term chart, because a few people have asked me. There are different ways of counting this. As you know, I don't usually use a log chart. With the log chart, you come to let's say a similar conclusion, but long term the wave count is a bit different. I can also show you the log chart afterwards. I of course have a count for the log chart, but it's not my favorite count. I would see what we've done here on the Bitcoin chart as a series so far of 1-2 setups. What happened back here before, let's say 2013, I wouldn't take too seriously. But overall, yeah, we have a series here of 1-2 setups. So there is a way just to count all of this here as a wave 1, 2, another 1-2 setup. And then here, this is the third 1-2 setup. This is what young asset classes oftentimes do. Just take a look at the Apple chart from the 1980s. These 1-2 setups, I mean, I've talked about these in previous videos. They are building the foundation for future growth. Yeah, if you have 3 1-2 setups, it's ideal, maybe 4. And it is needed. These are needed for assets to create their future growth. Because with every 1-2 setup, you get a wave 3, 4, and 5. And the more you have in the beginning, the more you can look at possibly expanding to the upside in the future. I already said it before. Had Apple not I think in the early days, I think Apple had like 3 or 4 1-2 setups as well. And you know, if you didn't have all these stock splits in the stock market, one Apple share you would pay over $30,000 today. So it shows you how much can happen, right? So this is where we are. You know, we possibly have here these 3 1-2 setups. This is another 1-2. We're retracing too much for wave 4. Yeah, if you look at the Fibonacci retracement level here, it is just, you know, this must be a 1-2 basically. At least if you don't use the log chart. If you use the log chart, you can come to a different conclusion. But there are some calls for this to be a wave 3. Or that run from the low from March 2020 to April 21, but you don't get a wave 4 normally that retraces more than the 50% fib level. Yeah, so we've come down nearly to the 78.6% fib level, around 17k. Yeah, I might have not done that super accurately. It's more around 16.9k, 17k. So that will also be a very, very important support level if we come down here. And then of course we've got the 88.7% fib level around 10.8k. But a wave 1 and then A, B, C. We're now on the C wave. Again, there are different ways of counting this. Also here on the way down, there are different ways of counting this. Don't really want to show you 10 different charts. It don't make a great difference. My view is here that this was 1, 2, 3, 4. And then all of this along 5. You can also count it different. In the detail, you know, this doesn't really matter too much. There are different bearish counts available here, and but the point is that I think we are still in a wave C of a wave 2, and that means after that we should move over into a wave 3, which should take us in the next bull run to around 125k at least, or was it 115k? Let me just see. We've got up here. Yeah, 116k at least, the 1.618 extension, possibly all the way up to 140k. Very long term, and this will take years to play out. I could see Bitcoin hit 1 million. Yeah, and this is all based on Fibonacci extension levels. It's a bit of a moon chart, but this is certainly possible. Just to give you just an idea where it could head to. Don't want to hype it here. Don't want to give you a false impression. The bear market is probably not over yet. even though we haven't made a new low. So don't think it will go to the moon in one line. This will be messy. There's a lot of up and down. There will probably be a couple of bear markets in between, but overall we can get to 1 million with this chart. At least the chart has the capability. Yeah, not telling you it will definitely happen because nobody knows what's going to happen, but the chart has the capability, and the long-term prospect or forecast for this chart would be to reach 1 million. Now, how long that takes, I can't tell you. I would give it maybe 10 years. But that wouldn't be too bad, would it? That wouldn't be too bad. Now, in the short term, today, not much happened. Or we wanted to show you the log chart as well, didn't I? So let me go to the Bitcoin long-term log chart, which gives you a different count. It basically shows you that we had here, important is basically the white wave count is the main count. Wave 1 here in 11, then in end of 2011 the wave 2, then here a wave 3 that peaked basically November 21, a wave 4 down, and then we'd be looking that would then be that wave 4 that we have here at the moment. Yeah, and then we'd be looking at one more wave up in a wave 5 before all of this will get corrected in a larger wave 2 correction, because then this 5 wave move will form a wave 1, and this then will be a wave 2, but then afterwards, this can go to the moon after basically the next larger bear market, which means based on this chart here, there should be one more cycle of 5 waves up before this whole thing is going to smash down, which is fine. Yeah, it would mean basically significant bull run and then a large correction, but then, this eventually could go to 1 million. So that's where we are here on the Bitcoin chart. Again, if it's a wave 4 or wave 2, the short term doesn't really make a great difference, because they both, also here the wave 4 would get sort of towards the end. Yeah, and then there will be one leg to the upside. Again, on the arithmetic chart, which I normally use, you also forecast the next bull run leading to a new all-time high. So let's say in the short term they lead to similar results here. Now let's take a look at the very short-term price chart here. So a bit of a red candle now here on the 4-hour. I think it can't get much more squeezed than this. We are really here in this triangle. Someone commented below the previous video, it's not a triangle, it's wrong. Well, for me, this looks very much like a triangle. The point is, no, a wave 3 can't be a triangle, but the subwaves could be. A wave B in a subwave can certainly be a triangle. And also, I'm not necessarily saying this needs to be an Elliott Wave triangle. It could just be a series of 1-2 setups here, which don't need to be counted as a triangle. But point is that we have here a possible breakout pattern that could lead to kind of an explosive breakout. Yesterday, we already saw an attempt to break to the downside. Today, we saw an attempt to break to the upside. I made you aware in also on Telegram, the channel members, that yes, there was an attempted breakout, but on a Sunday with low volume, there was literally very little volume. This is not reliable, so best probably to wait for the weekly candle close to get here a bit of a decision. I think we should see some more volume next week, obviously, but I think, there is some kind of an explosive move coming. Always when you get condensed like that, there is usually something whenever also the Bollinger Bands get squeezed. Like here, you move in some kind of a triangle, very little volatility, then you get that big move, and you will get that here as well. Again, target to the downside. If we break to the downside, we will see here probably a move to 17K. That would be a move to a new low based on the height of the triangle. Not only that, also based on the Fibonacci extensions, and to the upside, it would take us to around 20.7K. That would also be based on the height of the triangle, or based on the bullish count here, the Fibonacci level. So that's where we are currently at. For Bitcoin, hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.